A lot of times when black people, move up in life because, the folks expect us to be poor. They expect us to just be destitute. And every day, black men and black women are proving them wrong. We are getting educated. Are we dealing with a lot of life experience to give us education? We have careers, we have businesses, and a lot of us are doing very well in spite of the sabotage and our history in this country. So when we start doing well, we want to move to areas that have more resources, areas that maybe have more opportunity, areas that may have a little bit, better education. And unfortunately, and it's a big unfortunate, that a lot of these areas, have the folks in it. And I'm talking about the ones who are anti-black racists. I'm not talking about the folks who are not that way. And when black people move in these particular neighborhoods, they have issues and problems. Now, let me play exactly what our sister said about her experience moving into the neighborhood dealing with these people.
We got to talk about how racist white people can't stand it when a single black woman moves in next to them, or a black family at that. Because you see, this documentary, this isn't a one-time occasion. This happens a lot, and I'm going to share my experience. When I built my house in this neighborhood, I was single, and when I tell you I became the topic of conversation, the main character, these white people started fucking with me in ways that I never thought that they would. They vandalized my property. They stuck signs in my yards to mess with me. They would try to stalk me and watch me on social media to see where I was at so that they could mess with my yard. Called the police when I had a gathering that hadn't even started yet. There were 2 people at my house when I get a knock on the door. For what? There's no noise. There's no music playing. Reported me to the HOA, I think about 20 damn times at least. And then it was the weird shit like, oh, I get a new car and now all of a sudden y'all all get new cars within the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's not a coincidence. Then the girl next door to me has the audacity to call my mom the B word, to call her out her name out of nowhere. At this point, I've been bullied by these people for years, and we had to call the cops, and they had to set them straight. If you ever talk to her again or say anything to her, you will be arrested. Because that's how much of an obsession they have to mess with me when I have done what to you except be black? I have done what to you except be black and successful? When I tell you, it burns their asses when a single black woman is living in a place that they don't think we should live, is doing the things that we shouldn't be able to do. Because how are you living next to me and you don't have a man in the house? Why are you driving a nicer car than me? Why are you dressing better than me? They cannot stand it. And it becomes dangerous, like this documentary, because all that was racism. Racism and the fact that you can't stand that the person living next to you does not look like you. Now, I know some of y'all gonna come, oh, not all white people are like that. No, I know not all of y'all are like that, but it happens.
One thing I cannot stand is when black people do say what their sisters saying that, you're telling them your experience with anti-black racism and they up there caping for them. Like, what are you caping for? We have a 400-year documented history on not only this kind of experience, but experiences is a lot worse. Now, what she said that really pointed out for me, being black and being successful, because you have to understand, in anti-black racism, they're told that black people are inferior, black people are dumb, black people are going to be poor, destitute, and they are a burden, and they need to get their act together, and we always got to do for them or whatever. So they have this superiority mindset. But then when a black person come around who's successful and have way more than they have, it messes with their worldview real quick, because say, wait a minute, you told me these people are destitute, didn't know anything, and I was above them, but yet they driving better than me. They're living better than me. And matter of fact, the home that I have to have it in a marriage. This black person, this black woman in particular, have a home by herself. Or even if you have a husband there, right? They take issue with that. They take issue with us being so successful. That's why you notice a lot of us as black people, we love to watch other black people be successful and win. The only time we don't have an issue with you is when you just arrogant with it. But if you just like being cool, yeah, I like to see black people stay in nice homes. I like to see black people riding good. I like to see black people thriving. I love it. Because, if you thriving, hey, man, that's inspiring. Because I'm like, hey, if you doing it, you black like me, then maybe I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, give me some of the game with what I need to do. So I can go ahead and apply that and thrive as well. But reporting her to the HOA, calling the cops, that's about how they do. They run harassment and nuisance campaigns on you. And it's all because of racism. You call the cops and they event haven't even started. It's all because of anti-black racism. Because you know what kind of miserable somebody you have to be like that? You have to be a miserable SOB to sit up here, look at a person, call the cops. You have nothing better to do in your house. You have no family to talk to. You have nothing to do but just mess with black folk. I can tell y'all, they are miserable. And the more anti-black they are, the more miserable they are. Because you cannot contain that kind of hatred to just one thing. That kind of hatred is spread all over the place with them. And they're not happy. So because they're not happy, and they don't even know why they have hatred for you. My thing, look, many of us said this, and I know I've said it. If they are struggling in America with trillions of dollars a head start, it's hard to feel sympathy for them. Like, hold on, you had the complexion for the protection. You had the complexion for access. You were literally giving homes because you're a good guy. You're giving business loans because I just think I want to help him or her, right? You're giving all these different things. You're giving the benefit of the doubt. Police not trying to do you anything. Even if you sit up here and be freaking Jeffrey Dahmer, they gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You understand what I'm saying? But then you take us as black Americans who've had everything thrown at us, everything to try to sabotage us, do us wrong, etc. And we figure out a way to make it. Yeah, they got to mess with them. Because if we was on an equal playing field with them, they already know what's going to happen. I ain't got to say it. We'll get so past them. Their whole system is maintained on lies, falsehood, deceit, sabotage. And yet we still figure out a way to do all of that and still become successful. Now, like I said, look at God. Look at God. Look at God, what he do with his children. And that's what messes with their mind. Because the way they got this system is no way for you to be staying next door to them. It's no way for you to be driving that kind of car you driving, brother or sister. It's no way at all you should be doing any of that. But yet you doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, hold your head up high. Feel great about yourself. Be successful. When you go on vacation, they're looking at that too. Oh, what do you do for a living? Asking you them dumb questions. None of their business. So that's the same thing I'm about to ask you. What you do for a living? And make them answer first. They're always in our business. Like they go on alert. You sit in first class, they go on alert. Wait. A black family up here? They're asking questions. And like, oh, the airline need to raise the prices because they can afford it. That's how they think. Because they don't want black people nowhere near certain things. But we're going to do our thing. Like I told y'all, it's our time now. We ain't worrying with them. It's our time. And we're going to be successful. We're going to return to our rightful place as people who are rich upon rich and wealthy upon wealthy. In spirit, physically, mentally, and financially. And we're gonna be wealthy.